So, we're doing part 2 of Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. That's really hard to say. Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, Adventure 2 of the Candlekeep Mysteries. The party had just returned from this mansion and they were discussing their next steps in researching how to help their town, their hometown, when suddenly they heard a big explosion from the room next door. They bundle out into the corridor to see a load of pink smoke wafting through the cracks in the door, and they step inside to see this guy. Nope, hand out, get it right. They step inside to see this guy with a desk covered in beakers and flasks and alchemical equipment, kind of coughing and spluttering. And him and Dan's character Maurice recognize each other as old friends, old study buddies. And as they're chatting and introducing themselves, suddenly this ectoplasmic custard-like orb starts floating through the air, flying to the back of Jim's head to attack him. The party managed to kill the thing, finished off by a perfectly aimed arrow from Merla in between the monk and the barbarian. And one of the avowed of the library comes running in to see what's going on, and they explain that this is not the first time this has happened. There's been a couple more incidents, so the party go and chat to a couple of the other guests of the library to find out what they know. And they said the books that we brought that turned into these weird creatures were both acquired from the same place in Baldur's Gate. So the party were then asked, in return for help and reward, to travel to Baldur's Gate to investigate the group of people or the particular market stall that were selling these books, find out what they can, and if so, put a stop to it. So the party set off. On the way, they were set upon by this scraggly looking man who had a few giant rats with him, and he tried to rob them. They easily dispatched the rats, but he managed to get away. As they're investigating the market store in Baldur's Gate, they find that these people are selling some very, very rare books at very, very high prices. And just after lunchtime, when the market workers are having a bit of a shift change, and the two that were there originally start to head back towards what the party presume is where they live, maybe, the party decide they're going to follow. It was at this point when Merla and Conan noticed the same scraggly guy from the woods last night is also in the market. What the hell is he doing here? And we left it there just as the party were about to enter the Black Gate slums area of Baldur's Gate to find out what the hell is going on.
Frodo! Sorry, wrong John.
Do we want to start with a party split?
Oh god. So just to remind everyone who we have the gorgeous fancy unicorn playing Yana the human monk. We have Yar's Hype, who I'm hoping we're going to get a puppy appearance tonight. But we're still pleased to see Yarls anyway. Well, he'll do.
The littlest wolf might come along.
And he's playing the barbarian. What name have you got today?
It was Glenn last time. Probably
Keith?
I think Conrad. Oh,
Okay.
Keith. Gary. In memory. We're going
Okay.
Gary.
Oh.
We have my gorgeous hubby Dan, also known as London Euphoria. He is playing Maurice, the half-elf wizard. The lovely Lorquin playing Merla, the halfling rogue. And our special guest for a second stream, isn't he lucky? Stillrat playing Jim, Strange Brew Degris, the artificer.
Hello. Thank you for letting me play.
That's okay. Before we went live, you guys were discussing what your plan is, so I'm going to let you do that. Well,
That makes it sound like we came to some sort of sensible, intelligent conclusion.
You didn't, did you?
Yeah, we had 7 minutes and we
Most
did not do
thought
much.
whether you wanted to follow the guy or not. Paul.
I
I don't think so.
No.
Like from our we've had a weird encounter with him in the woods, and he said something weird right at the end of that, which I've forgotten what it was. And then we've bumped into him again. I wouldn't be following him.
he just said that he'll see us again.
See,
That's what he
apart
said.
from the fact that
And he did.
I would send Cornelius after him, but he was seen. He was harassing him in the fight, so there's going to be no point doing that. The only real chance we've got of keeping up with him and seeing what he was doing and why he was trying to, well, have a go at us for no reason, it seems. Yeah, it would be to follow him, but
I think we only should follow him if we want to basically take him out, and I'm not about that.
He was
Wine and dine.
John.
He tried to rob us. Like,
And
I think
is
the
literally
mystery
walking
can-
around without a care in the world. I mean,
I say we leave him. He's found us twice now.
Yeah.
If it's
If you
that
don't-
much
he
When I
of a
come back
hasn't
to find us
seen
again.
us, has he?
Which,
He
oh,
did
what,
this-
in this...
We've seen him.
thanks, Nicole. Thanks.
I've just put you rushed past. I don't know whether he saw us or not.
Like, we saw him in the crowd. And went,
Yeah.
I see you. But we don't know if he saw us, I don't think. Oh, thanks for that, Kay.
Thanks for what? What, you don't know? You don't know?
So he may have seen us, but he also may not have seen us.
Correct.
It's like Shogun just, has he seen us?
How many people are around right now? Like, if I miss him with a javelin, what are the chances of I'm being done for manslaughter?
The market was quite
high.
busy.
Quite high.
No.
He didn't steal from us, and we ran him off. I would be keeping an eye on him, but he's not going the way that we're going, so I would be tempted just to leave him to
Gonna
do
say,
whatever, to rob other people, since he didn't manage to rob us.
By this
Agreed.
point, he's gone between various market stalls. Kind of, it could have gone anywhere.
I
That's the-
think he'll find us again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Let's chase the book people.
Okay, no worries. It's this way.
Okay.
Let's try and keep a low profile on the way there.
Okay, so you're
Is
basically
there-
going into the Blackgate area.
Yes.
Are there still enough people about that we're not obviously following them, or is it starting to thin out with people?
Looks like it's thinning out.
Was it
Well-
lunchtime?
Oh crap.
So the marketplace you're in, called the Wide, is very, very heaving and bustling. But as you move into the Blackgate area, it's less bustling. It is more sparse, and as I described before, and I'll describe it again, it's like the slums. So rather than nice buildings like you've seen as you come through Baldur's Gate to get to the Wide, you've seen some very, very wealthy looking districts, and this is like where they shove everyone at the back that they don't want to be seen, like keep them out of sight. So the houses are more like large sheds. There's some people living in tents, some people are just living in bedrolls on the side of the street. It's not a very nice area to be in, really. The gate between the Wide and the Blackgate district is guarded, but people going into the Blackgate, into the slum area, they don't really give a shit about, but they seem to be quite heavily controlling who comes in. And previously, when the owl had been watching the storekeepers, they had actually made it back to a particular house, and I think Owlie was instructed to stay on that house to like as a kind of as a sign.
Yeah, so that we can all obviously see it. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're making your way through. So you can see various people milling around, people of varying ages and races, men and women and children and random animals and all sorts. Every now and again you see just rats scurrying around. You can see a few kind of straggly looking street cats, and yeah, it's just a bit of a shithole really.
Sounds like home.
Yep.
Okay, that looks like it over there. There's lots of people about though.
I wonder if we want to send our rogue closer. Because if it's thinning out with people, a huge clump of 5 people is very noticeable.
It is.
True.
Yeah, I'm prepared to go and have a peek through the window. See.
It's definitely the better idea than all of us just wandering around.
Like a sneaky little glance through.
Yeah.
Especially if it's becoming residential, you want to stand out.
Yeah.
You can kind of just slowly walk.
Definitely more residential. This looks like, yeah. These people are going to know who their neighbours are and who should be walking through this little bit.
Yeah. Again, there's so much to be said for just walking through like you're meant to be there. Rather than...
Every now and again, there are like random people walking along the path, going past you or overtaking you, going in the same direction. So it's not like everyone is staying completely still, but yeah, there is activity, but people going about their day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
Ready?
And let's just scroll down so the viewers can see. You guys are at the bottom of.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ideally, like walking through here should be fairly straightforward. Like doing this kind of walk over to the house. I'm just thinking if I'm sort of like sneaking from house to house or whatever, then that's just super sus. So if there's some way, if I can just walk up and get around the back and then hide or just in some way do a stealth check or something just to see how well I can hide once I'm at the house, how well I can stay unnoticed once I'm there.
Yeah, go for it.
We don't know where the windows are, so this could be... I'm going to assume there's windows on every side. Go over there.
As you get closer, you can see that the windows are all boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
But so the front door is about here-ish on this on the south side. As you go past it, can you make a perception check for me?
Yes.
This doesn't scream, place where you keep 1,000 gold piece books.
But that makes it the ideal place to keep 1,000 gold piece book.
Yep.
Smart.
Like literally, just as you get to that corner and kind of like duck round it, you notice on the side of the building a small. It's quite easy to miss unless you know what you're looking for, but there's like a small symbol etched into the one of the wooden, so it's like it's not a stone house, it's kind of like a wooden panelled, almost like a large cabin, and Yeah, and into the one of the planks of wood on the side, you can see a symbol that you would recognize as like a thieves' cant symbol to say like this is a marked house, like there's valuable goods here.
Interesting. So they've been targeted before.
Did you want to do the stealth check now, or did you want to continue moving around? Or you can move stealthily. It's up to you. You can try and move quietly and keep to the walls.
So this window's boarded up. There's not a lot to be done. I'm trying to think. We need to get in somehow, so I need to look for an entry point, and also where people are. So look for a safe entry point, essentially. I will roll a stealth check for that, just in case.
Okay. Okay.
So, go over there. What do I see?
You see that there's a place where another window would be, but again, it looks like it's boarded up. Can you... Actually, I'm going to just double... Can you tell me what your passive perception is? From your sheet?
It's... $15.
And... Okay. As you're getting up to the back corner, you are aware of some very, very low voices, not inside the house, but kind of around the back of it. You can hear like two or more people kind of like quietly like whispering to each other.
So we're talking about like round the back here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the role for this, but can I go to the corner and just sneakily put my head around and just see who it is without sort of initiating any sort of engagement?
Yep, I've already rolled against your stealth roll.
Yep.
So when you get to the corner and poke your head round, you can see what looks like the same guy. In fact, let's change that. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the same guy.
Okay.
That you saw in the marketplace just now, and that you also saw back in the woods last night. Somehow he must know his way around. He's managed to beat you here, and he was aware of you. He rolled higher than your stealth on his perception,
Yeah,
so
not surprised.
but as soon as he sees you, he kind of gives you this bit of a creepy smile, but he holds his hand up in a gesture, and again you recognize this as thieves' cant, to say like, just want to talk.
Okay.
Just like a silent communication that just indicates just want to talk.
Okay, so I return with a gesture of my own saying, okay, just talk, peace.
Professional consideration.
Yeah.
You can see that he's got what looks like two kind of mercenary looking beefy guys with him. They like kind of typical big, well-armored brutes. He kind of gestures for them just to stay there, and he approaches you, not in a hostile way, just like no weapons or anything, but he takes a few steps forward and says, "Look, you and your lot, last night was nothing personal. I'm a thief, it's what I do. But this place here looks like you're nosing around them as well. Now, I don't know what you know about them, but maybe we can work together on this. You know, if we let bygones be bygones, you know, last night was just an honest mistake. Didn't hurt.
Feel like an honest mistake, but
I didn't try and kill you. I could have killed you. Didn't kill you, did I? I was just trying to rob you.
When you gave it a good try, but okay. This isn't the place for. Not here to start a fight.
Neither am I. I just want what they've got in there.
Okay. I think that our goals align quite well. I think that could work.
Alright. Where are the other lot? Your mates?
I think they'd agree that it could be useful to have someone with your obvious talents on our side.
Shall we go and have a little chat then?
We can go have a chat. I mean, what I'm thinking that I don't say to him is that our interests are academic, so we're not actually too worried about the monetary value in there.
Let's not get too hasty.
I mean, yeah, that's why I didn't specifically say. That's why I didn't say that we didn't want the books, but merely that it. Yeah, we didn't. We were. Our main goal wasn't to take all of the money from the books, so yeah, would work out.
It's not the cost of the book; it's the rarity.
Yeah.
So he
yeah, granted.
So yeah, he follows closely behind Merla, and he signals for the two brutes to kind of keep close, but not too close. Just to keep an eye on the situation in case it all gets blurry.
Merla, you're being followed by that guy.
Conan is straight up like readying a javelin now. He's not looking hopeful, but he's ready. Like he's just like mother. He's not happy.
He's right next to you, Merla.
Yana is holding the other end of his javelin, so he doesn't aim it at people.
So do you like aiming him?
Rock, paper, scissors, javelin.
Yeah, I'll be like, hang on, calm down, guys. He comes in peace.
You want to get in that house by the looks of it. I saw you earlier. You were sniffing around that stall, and like now you're here. I don't know what you want with them, but I've got some business in there too. Maybe just saying we can work together.
Guys?
Okay.
What's in it for us?
Can I roll an insight check on just to see if he's actually being honest about that?
If you want.
Because I don't like this guy.
Not just because he would move his body in the way of your javelins.
Right, anybody who can dodge a javelin that well is not right.
He was very far away.
But
You missed
Glenn
him
didn't
by
like him, and now
good
Gary's not
feet.
sure on him either. It's been a time. I just think that maybe he might be being. I believe him.
I don't think Yana likes them either.
Anyone can roll insight if they want.
I'm not a people person. I wouldn't. I'm not even paying attention to it. I won't.
Yeah, I'm not looking at him either. I mean, Jim will just say, sure. I mean, if this goes wrong, we'll blame it on him anyway.
We have the insight of a teaspoon.
Look,
A
two of us are
teaspoon covered
academics.
in-
We're book smart, okay?
Yeah, two of us are academics, like literally. So people are not our thing.
And the other three of us?
3 of us are taking
Well, you're old.
scholar background.
I'm old. My eyesight's failing, hence the javelins and...
I am slightly charmed by him.
Merla, you reckon that his willingness to work with you is more through a sense of I'd rather be with them than against them. Like, obviously he knows that you guys handled his rats last night pretty well, pretty efficiently. He's doing it more through a sense of he'd rather have you on side than not, but he's not really too worried about what you guys get out of this. He's a thief. They're not necessarily killers or murderers. They just want
He's
to
opportunistic.
do what, yeah.
We can work with that sort of motive.
Right, mate. What's your plan?
Right.
What are you looking for in that house?
I don't know what you know about these guys, but I'm happy to share information. Hey, thank you for the raid, Cyril Katie. Hey everyone. Sorry if I'm not super engaging with the chat, but yeah, we're doing some D&D. Okay, yeah. So he says, yeah. I'm happy to share what I know, if it will help you. Us. I mean, deal with them.
Deal with them. So you're not focused on what they might have in the house.
Hello there.
Well, bit of both. You see. Thank you for the follow.
Did they also fail to move their bodies into your javelins?
Hey, right, okay. Here's the thing you need to understand.
No.
It's all right,
Right,
old
here's-
man. You'll get your chance inside. You can just walk up and stick them with it. It won't be an issue. Right. So, couple of years ago.
Back in my day, I'd have iced you like a cake.
Back in your day, they didn't have cake.
Was that when
course she
you
was
were a
a fool.
baker?
Too bad you've had your day. Shouldn't you be in a home or something?
Fuck it, take the glaive out.
Okay.
Bloody barbarian.
And I just threaten him. I'm just standing there
Okay.
like, one more word, I fucking dare you.
We asked him to speak.
We did.
Whatever your name is today, Conan,
Gary.
Gary.
Co-
that's it.
yeah, Conan's going by Gary today.
Big Gary?
I'm doing a thing here, okay?
Yeah, we were all very impressed how quickly you whipped it out.
Point taken. Point taken.
So,
Yes, Jim is
couple of
face
years
palming.
ago. Sorry.
I-
go on.
I'll put my glaive away.
Okay.
Well, at least hear the man out.
Right. Yeah. Couple of years ago, me and my colleagues, we were sent on a contract to clear out a Lamia lair. Don't know how much you know about Lamias, but if you want me to explain.
Still Lamia.
I dated her once.
They devils.
Is that
or
where those
demons?
marks came
Oh.
from?
Who's Mark?
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, they serve the demon prince Grast. They're pretty bad news. They're like Grast's bitches.
Hello there.
Hello, thank you for the follow, Zytech2K2. Yeah. So Lamia's work for Grast. They are hoarders of treasure and wealth and knowledge and power and stuff and things. So we had a contract to go and we found out there was a lair of a Lamia nearby, and we went to go and clear it out, and we killed her. Now, the Lamias work for Grast, and these things called Jackalwares work for the Lamias. And one of these Jackalwares and some of her fanboys or cultists recently moved in to this area. Now, we noticed in the Wide when they started selling all these very expensive, nice looking books that was a bit sus. So we've been watching them.
They've not been there long, okay.
They got here maybe a few months ago. From what we've been able to work out is that they are, I don't know how they're even getting these books, but I know whenever the market closes for the night, they take those books back to this hovel. And I don't know, they keep them in there somewhere. What we've managed to establish is that they're a cult for one particular Lamia, the same Lamia that we happened to kill a couple of years ago. And it seems what they're doing is they're trying to raise enough money, A, to get a nice shiny diamond, and B, to hire someone nice and powerful to come with them back to that lair and resurrect that Lamia. Now, we don't really want that happening because they're nasty cunts. And also, we're thieves, innit? So they got some expensive books in there, then let's have them.
Oh yeah, if she comes back, she's going to be pissed with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's the whole vengeance thing. It's not good.
So what are you looking to get out of there then? Exactly.
Well, whatever of these rare books they've got, we'd like them. And the Thieves Guild could make a lot of money off of them.
And if you're casing this joint out, what was all last night about then? Because we weren't here. We were a little ways out of town still.
Well, I'd been on another job and happened to pass you guys in the night, and you were just there and you seemed like an easy target. But obviously I was wrong. Just wrong place, wrong time. But you guys seem pretty capable. And maybe between us we can get in there and... I mean... I'm not a murderer, but I will kill if necessary. But there's usually quite a few of them in there at any one time. And from what me and my colleagues have seen, only 2 or 3 of them leave the house at any one time to go and man the store. Otherwise, it's always occupied by at least anywhere between 5 to 9 people.
A lot of people.
Sounds like it could be difficult.
So I've been very, very honest with you lot. Why are you here? What interests do you have?
We like books.
I love books.
Well, no. They like books. I like violence.
I mean,
we were sent to look for these rare books.
See, now there's going to be our issue, because if you're here for the loot and I'm here for the loot, then we're going to need to cut a deal.
Our interests are not financial, not highly.
It's more. It's not the cost of the books; it's the rarity of the book. You know.
Yeah, we've got a couple of academics with us who are a little bit. They like.
What we could do, assuming this all goes well and goes to plan, is we could have our academics check the books over, because you do not want books that might cause you any problems in the future.
Yeah, so Jim's going to
we-
lean over to Maurice while she's explaining that and ask, do we tell them that the books come out and eat people?
No.
We tell him as little as possible.
Okay.
Whilst
I mean,
being
just let them
honest.
have the books.
Does that seem fair?
Can you just give me a moment to discuss with my colleagues here something real quick before we cut a deal?
Sure. And he gives you one of those kind of like those bows with a little flourish again, like you did last night, kind of almost sarcastically and mockingly. And he goes up and he goes and stands by his two thugs.
Okay.
Kind of watches you with his arms folded.
They want the books. Alright? I agree we give them a once over, but right, here's the thing. Jim makes a good point. The books potentially transform and eat people.
We tell him.
2 birds, 1 stone.
We divide up the books, and they get the books to eat people.
And we solve the
We-
Candlekeep issue because no more books are coming there which are eating people.
Although
We-
they're really difficult to tell apart. Really, 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 really difficult. Like
Yeah.
impossible.
50-50?
We can't knowingly let them go off with a book that turns into something that's
He's a
Yeah,
thief.
but we're not taking.
He was going to rob from us. He
He
tried
would
to
have
kill us.
taken them all anyway.
But he will then sell them to someone because the books don't interest him. The money does.
That's true.
But we still don't know what triggers the book. Whether
That's also
they
true.
are targeting Candlekeep and something triggers them.
They've been selling it in a market. Candlekeep could have just been unlucky.
Like, that could have just been
Sweet.
2 of the books happened to end up there, as opposed to...
That's true. That's what we need to work out.
That's a good point.
So sounds like we burn the books.
When you say that, Jim kind of like, because there's that response that all scholars like Maurice have of, don't burn the books, but he's kind of like already pissed off that the book tried to eat him once, so kind of going with Jan.
And just likes fire, so he's Cain.
We need a way to tell them apart.
Do we?
Or do we?
Or to set them on fire and see if they scream.
It's like witch hunting, right?
It's like coins.
It
You
floats.
bite one, and if it screams, it's a bad book.
Okay, that sounds easy. Do that.
I mean,
Sure.
Maurice, can't you detect magic?
Yeah, but they're like mimic. They're
I-
impossible to tell
it's-
apart.
It's got to be harder than that.
Mm,
Or Candlekeep.
They would have noticed. Right.
true.
But what they wouldn't have tried is fire.
Or we just tell him that the books are killing people.
We could
Do you
just
think
tell
he'll
them
believe us though?
He
Are
may
we
have
any
come-
worse
Yeah.
off?
If he's, I don't know. Has he stolen any rare books before? I don't. He may. Even
Probably.
just this before.
Let's come clean. Let's tell him the books are killing people. He might not believe us, but then at least we've done our part.
I like you better
Well,
as
yeah.
scary
Okay.
today.
Then when they're eating him, he'll be like, "Oh, they told me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was forewarned of this."
I should have trusted them. Yeah.
They must have potentially other things of value in that house.
I was thinking,
So we could,
yeah,
Clearly.
we could try and split them. That we'll
There's
take
gonna
the books.
you
there's
take the
gonna be a
books.
whole
You
bunch
take the
of
deadly
gold.
books. We'll take the gold. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll wave him back over
Yeah.
and be like, "Let's talk business."
All right, let's make a deal.
So, we weren't entirely honest with you before.
Right?
We were just economical with the truth. No lies.
No, no.
Of course, that would be the
I
rogue
totally
saying that.
understand.
Yeah, let somebody with like charisma do the talking, maybe. To start.
Step on up. Who's got charisma?
Not me.
Not me.
Some of the books are really dangerous. They're gonna eat you.
Wow, I've not heard that before. Right.
Well, it all
Yeah.
started, right? You know how the dog ate the homework? The homework ate the dog.
Right.
Some of the books are not actual books. They're creatures.
They're bespelled. That's why we've been asked to investigate.
This,
You will not.
This is
As a
some
successful
weird.
thi-
Yeah. Okay, go on.
As a successful thief, you won't be able to fence these. They'll kill people and give you a horrible reputation. They'll think that you've did it.
Can you make a persuasion or deception check?
With help, because we're all sort of nodding and agreeing with her story.
Do it as a group check. So everyone make it, and I'll take kind of like an average.
So was that deception or
Perception, persuasion, or deception.
they're both rubbish. So.
I think persuasion would be the one. Oh.
So,
Oh.
Why did you speak, Dan?
That's quite believable.
Clearly.
Okay.
Books can eat you.
So
Okay. fine.
even though Jim is like looking really awkward as he's nodding, everyone else seems quite convincing.
Jim doesn't deal with people a lot. Okay.
Just looking at those charisma scores.
Is this for real then? He says.
There must be other things of value in that house.
But you don't have to believe us. If you don't want to believe us, by all means,
Yeah.
you take the books and we'll take the gold in there.
Yeah.
Because the books are more valuable. So,
Well then. All right.
you wanted a
So-
deal, there's a good deal for you.
So these books then that they've got.
Yeah.
If what you're saying is true and they come alive and eat people.
Well, sort of. It's very. It becomes a blob of custody thing. That sort of-
You're not helping.
No, I'm not going to explain
No.
that.
So how comes they've had them in there for 3 months then and none of them have been attacked?
That is a very good question.
That's kind of what we're trying to figure out.
Pretty cool mystery, eh?
Seems like they're making books and selling them that aren't real books.
Like, who are you going to call? Us guys.
Maybe the trigger is added at the point of sale.
Alright, this is my suggestion then.
Just add water.
You lot go in. Do what you need to do. We'll cover the exits. Being the door and any windows they might burst through. So no one escapes. And then we see what we're dealing with at the end when we've cleared the place out. Or, if you want to go the nicey route, negotiate with them.
He offered
Yeah.
to be the lookout.
Yeah, he said if you guys were planning on going in and doing whatever you plan to do, whether it's negotiate or fight or whatever. Him and his men can guard all the exits, so like the door, the main door, and like any of the boarded windows. Make sure no one gets out.
Is that a fair swap?
No, I think one of you should. I think you, sir, should come with us.
Agreed.
100%.
We do need a guard. But that sounds an awful lot like putting people in a trap and shutting the door.
Or letting us do all the work.
That too. We could do a hostage situation. One of us could stay out with them and one of them can come with us. But
Alright, I'll come in with you, but I don't know how big that place is. I don't know if me and my boys can fit in as well.
Well, why don't you
What?
guys first? And we'll see how we go for space.
yeah, you've been casing the joint. You must know the best way in.
Well, there's the door, and that's about it.
Glad we had this conversation.
Yeah, very useful.
Very professional.
Look, these boys over here, I'm only hiring them. I trust them about as much as I trust you.
So we send them in first.
So loads then. Good.
So I'd rather come in with you lot. I feel safer with you lot. Well,
You've changed your tune.
I feel safer that you lot can handle yourselves, but if you turn on me, I'm fucked. I get that. But everything I've told you is the truth. Like I said, I'm not in this for blood and murder and my contract, my job here is to get the books.
Your contract.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Who contracted you for that?
The guild.
Thieves
Thieves
Guild?
Guild.
Yes.
Were they specific about the book? Or just go get us lots of rare
Just
books?
because they're worth a lot of money, or are they after the books? Is what?
So when we killed the Lamia a couple of years ago, this Lamia in particular was a bit of a hoarder of knowledge, and the books that they've got were some of the books that were in her lair, and these cultists and these worshippers of her managed to escape with them. So think of it like we're finishing the job that we were supposed to do 2 years ago.
But if you killed the Lamia and were in her lair, why not take the books then?
We tried, but these guys managed to grab them and get away, or at least the woman. I don't really recognise the other pricks, but the woman, I remember her face.
I'm assuming the Lamia had significant numbers of books if she was a hoarder of knowledge as well. You wouldn't have been able to take a full lair's worth of books away.
Whatever ones were the most valuable, we reckon 5 or 6 extremely rare books.
And now they're using those books to make sacrifices towards her. That makes sense. These books are tied to her in a way.
They're using them for something. And like I said, from what we've found out, they want to resurrect her. And no one wants that.
We can stop that. You know, we've got an angry old man.
Where? Who? What?
Stop playing with that mangy dog you found.
You take that back. Right. I draw my glaive. I raid. And I hit.
I think in the
dodged.
bit of town. I think in the bit of town we're in, it's not going to be a puppy. It's going to be a rat. You might think it's a puppy, but it's not a puppy. Stop.
You need to gas
Long-haired
him up,
rat.
mate.
But if you want to keep the puppy, you can. It's very cute though.
Mr. Man, who doesn't trust us, please inform the rest of my colleagues I'm no longer talking to them.
He said that he's not
Yeah,
talking to...
we got
Yeah,
it.
it's-
Yeah,
It's fine.
you can tell him that. Yeah, we heard him.
So really, you don't.
They
need,
heard you.
You really
What?
you don't need the books then, yeah? You don't need the books. You just want to stop them resurrecting.
No, he needs them for the
No, they
Thieves
want the
Guild.
books for money.
Yeah,
It's just convenient.
two for one.
We want the books because that was part of the initial contract, and because they're worth a shit ton of gold. And that's what we do. We get valuable, rare items, and then we fence them.
Surely it would work better to sell them.
They make a
Can't
beautiful
see it,
fence. though.
Jarls.
Beautiful fence. Well, it seemed to be a
Try this. Sorry, I was just doing a quick reconnect just to
looked
see
at
if...
production
No.
later
Yes,
because
practicalities first.
the survivors, the winners, we shall say, can discuss.
We can make a
loots
decision
later.
when there's a pile of books, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, once we know where we stand. But you, sir, are definitely coming in with us. You can dismiss the other two if you wish, but I have a feeling that we are going to need you.
They can watch the door.
Agreed.
Alright, let's do it.
Come on then.
Are we going in now? Oh, okay.
I think we. I'd rather go in.
Verily, we ought to.
I'd rather go in when the woman wasn't in there. I get strong vibes from her, but no time like the present, I guess.
Well, I doubt she's leaving anytime soon.
Exactly.
She leaves to go and help out with the market in the mornings, but other than that, she's in there. Now, what I will prepare you for is that she is one of those creatures that
Spit it out.
some would call it a curse, some would call it a blessing, but they have the gift of lycanthropy. But not just any gift of lycanthropy. She is blessed by Grazd himself. She is one of his servants. She is something called a jackalware. And you will need magic or silver to fight her.
We were not aware of this.
Oh,
Good job we had this
I'm being
chat.
nice and telling you. Now, the other dudes in there are, I think they're just fanboys. You'll be alright with them. But if any of you have got spells and stuff, maybe you want to target her and let everyone else deal with the minions.
I've pulled out my book and I've started flicking through quickly to get to start ritualizing detect magic at the moment. But I'm just spells, okay.
I flinch and check my pockets. No silver, and I know I have no spells.
Just to remind you... Oh, go on, Steel.
I can infuse items, so I can basically make a weapon of your choice a magic item.
Interesting. Will it cause things to explode?
Good
I mean, not
question.
usually, but if you do something that is breakable, it is a possibility.
Have you done it successfully in the past?
Oh yeah, he'll pull out his light hammer that he has, and he literally just throws it and waits, and then it comes right back to him.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'd love that.
Conan.
and
Javelin
Yana
in one
holds out
hand
her
and
spear.
Glaive in the other. Yeah.
I got here
I mean,
first.
you have to be able to. You have to be able to
Glaive.
catch it. Just saying, Conan. You have to be able to catch it.
Glaive.
Just to remind you, back from Adventure 1, Fistandia's Mansion, Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces, one of the items
Find
that
it on YouTube.
one of the treasures I specifically mentioned in one of the rooms was a silver letter opener.
I've got
I'm
written down
pretty
jeweled
sure-
letter opener on my sheet.
It is silver. It is made of silver and has jewels in it. It would technically count as the stats of a dagger. Just so you know, because I'm nice like that.
In which case, I passed it over to Merla. Okay, Merla.
Did you? Oh, I see. Yeah.
I've got it written down on my sheet.
Okay, so if you haven't already, have you got a dagger on your character sheet, Law?
I do actually, yes.
So you can use a dagger attack with that letter opener.
Awesome.
And I'll just make a note that that particular one is silver.
Awesome. Thank you, Maurice.
Okay, so Jim has offered to magicalize.
both- Jim, can you do more than one, or can you only do one?
Jim is currently looking up the rules for his workbook.
I think
Because it
Conan.
says I can do at least one a day, but it also says I can do after a long rest I could do another, so it's very vague.
I think Gary.
Yes.
We should settle this in the traditional way.
Okay, who gets the magic item? Right, how are we going to do this? Do you want me to count you down?
I think you should count them, and we do it 1, 2, 3, go. And
Right, so 1, 2,
after
3.
go, and then after, I think if it's not an immediate win, we keep going.
Yeah. And
So
it's
basically, first one to
sudden-
win.
sudden death.
So
not
sudden
mystical.
death.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go!
Fuck.
Ooh!
I win! I get a
Yana wins.
magic spear. You get a
Ooh.
puppy though.
Who's eating my finger?
Oh my god.
So good.
I can't.
Okay,
Do normal
Moving
weapons
along.
do any damage at all?
Yeah.
Or is that information I'm not supposed to have?
the guy, he introduces himself as Mushika, by the way. He explains that on a were creature, normal weapons will do absolutely nothing.
But what if they're
Oh.
unaware?
His
Then you
hand-
get a
his
surprise
hand-
round, and then you still goes no damage.
His hand tightens around his weapon as you say that. Okay, so right, so what you're infusing the +1 magic?
Javelin? Yeah, with a +1, making it a
Spear.
magic weapon.
Javelin.
Spear?
Spear.
Spear.
That's a shame. I was pleased that I'd remembered about the 2 weapon fighting, so I've got a second dagger, but it's not going to do anything anyway. So, shame.
Okay, so Yana has a +1 spear. Did you do the returning thing as well, or?
No, I'm
Yeah,
actually
okay.
I'm
going
okay.
to put that on his glaive because I remembered I have lightning lure, and that is a magical attack that can basically wreck them anyway. So, ooh,
Okay, so if
Nice.
you can do both infusions,
yeah, I can. It just they go off of both of my other ones that I had. So both of my magical items are no longer magical that I have, but I have magic, so we're good.
so basically you're
I give two
sacrificing
fighters.
your own magic items for them.
Yeah, all I have now is my alchemy jug and my bag of holding, which in itself is terrifying.
Your
Awesome.
oldest
Do you
Do you want to
So-
stay
sister
outside,
says
Jim?
I mean,
You don't realise he's been pouring that alchemy jug into that bag of holding. It is full of mayonnaise.
Thank
well,
you,
see,
Dom.
you say mayonnaise. I'm over here thinking, one of the other fun things that come out of this jug, like lamp oil.
I don't want to know.
Okay,
Like lamp oil.
so...
You want to burn some books?
I do want to burn some books.
Why you want to burn the books?
Tried to eat
Because they're
me.
bad books.
So the returning infusion apparently gives +1, but I can't even be bothered to look that up.
Here, I'll post it. It's
I
on
heard
the
it.
character
I heard
sheet.
it's
I've
plus
got it.
3.
No, that's your hearing, old man.
Oh, look, a puppy.
I've seen enough of yours as puppies. Oh, okay.
There you go. That's
Wait,
returning
what?
weapon.
Sweet. Okay, so Conan, Gary, Yana, Jim has very, very generously infused both of your weapons with magic, and Conan's, especially your glaive, has the returning property, which means if you were to lob it at someone, it then appears back in your hand.
Nice.
Merla now has
Nice.
a small silver letter opener, which counts as a dagger.
Yep.
And Maurice and Jim both have spellcasting, so that's all good. So,
Let's do this, guys. Jim, do you want to stay behind us?
Oh yeah, I'm fine taking up the rear. Don't mind me.
I know this chat has taken quite a while, sort of out of character, but in character, how long have we had? Have I had long enough to flick through and do the detect magic?
yeah, sure. Why not? Fine, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's all
why not?
good. Okay, let me get my stat blocks ready. So you're going to approach the house, I presume?
Yep.
Mashika kind of signals to his guys to kind of... He gets them to kind of like surround the house. He goes up to meet you by the front door.
Come on, old man.
I wasn't distracted. You were distracted. Yeah, I'll just shoulder the door.
Okay. Can
Stand
you make
behind
a
Conan.
strength or can you make an athletics check for me? You shoulder the door and feels like it's barred from the inside. It would take a massive shove or kick to actually get it open.
But it seemed like it was barred and not just locked. You could, yeah.
Like barred, yeah. Like something, like it gave a little, but
I'll shout Fuss Rodar.
okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to stop this one then. Okay. Okay. Here's a plan. Can I see through the? Can you see through the keyhole?
No.
Thinking I could make a mage hand and get it to lift the bar on the other side if I could see it.
I'll let
It's
you
not a
try
locked
again,
door.
Yoss.
It's a barred door.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
give it a
you should
go.
just try again.
Come on, psych
Well-
him up.
Can I
Yana,
help him?
I was gonna say, do you want to take the other side of the door?
Yeah?
Aye.
I mean, you are a monk. I thought maybe you could try some of your magic punches I've heard about.
Yana punches Conan in the arm.
Do we have to roll for damage?
No, it wasn't sore enough to hit. She did do that though, so you're going to have an interesting bruise.
Alrighty.
Okay, you this time you psych yourself up. Yana gives you a punch in the arm.
A shot in the arm.
starts to get a little bit of the anger going, just like a little bit, not quite all the way there yet. And you like, right, this time, and you run and you shove your shoulder into the door, and something behind it snaps, and the door bursts open. Come on, Roll20, work with me. Reveal areas. There we go. And
there you go. There's your rock.
Inside the room, you see a couple of guys.
That's cool.
This is what the tokens look like. They look like guys in kind of like priestly looking cultisty robes.
Now, guys,
even
I'm
though
not
not all
one to
of you
think
are
strange,
even though not all of you are inside yet, let's do this now. Can everyone make a religion check?
They don't look like librarians.
That sounds about right.
Jim, when you get in there and when you see their robes and you see some of the hangings and stuff around the room, you will notice the 6-fingered symbol of the Demon Lord Grast. Conan bursts into the room, the door bar splintering open. The two guys in the room immediately stand up and pull their scimitars. And...
Ooh, fun.
I'm just go out on a limb here and say the next roll we're making might be initiative.
Well,
no.
You don't have to do that because... Oh, hang on. I'm on the selector tool.
Ruh-oh.
Row.
Boom!
Nice.
Boom!
Boom!
Roll20 pro, bitches.
Combat star.
I would have much rather rolled it myself.
So, Conan is obviously a little bit kind of staggered from that physical exertion there. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a fight at this point, but
it's a fight.
an old barbarian guy just burst into the room. So,
Hey,
Maurice.
this isn't where I parked my car.
Okay. I take 2 steps forward and think, they don't look like librarians, and I can't sleep. Let's give this a go, see if I can. I know it's probably...
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Okay, there's no save, is there? It is just literally based on hit points. So roll 5d8.
If I get at least one.
Are you deliberately not choosing Conan?
Yes, of course.
Just checking. Just checking.
I would have mentioned it if I was targeting him.
Okay, so Conan, you've just burst in there. You see these two guys stand up, pull out their scimitars ready to attack, and then suddenly they just kind of go...
Sleep!
And drop to the floor. So
I knew it. My astounding door opening skills work again.
You entered the room and you bored them to death.
Hello there.
Caught a whiff of him.
Let me tell you about what I did when I was your age. And then just whoop, down they went.
Okay, let me just... I think it's that one. Yep. There we go. I haven't bothered to do all the macros for it yet, but there you go. So these two are prone and asleep.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, Maurice, is that your go? You moving anywhere?
Here you go.
So I take it was, yeah, they're the only two creatures you were aware of.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so
Uh-oh.
from this door, hearing the door burst open, this guy comes through this door from a adjacent room, sees this old man, pulls his scimitar,
They were like that when we got here.
and immediately runs at you and takes a swipe at you.
You're so rude, you know, visitors.
But he, I don't know, trying to like wind his way around all the chairs and the table. He's kind of like, and then it doesn't quite get to you. With an 8. Damn it. Okay. Your new friend, Mushika. He is going to get in line of sight of the door, and he is going to fire off a crossbow at the guy who's just tried to attack Conan. And as he does so, he realizes that he forgot to load a bolt into it because he rolled a natural 1. Jesus Christ.
He's the smartest.
He am smart.
Glad we brought you along.
He nearly robbed us, guys.
This guy is asleep.
He didn't nearly at all.
Merla.
True.
Okay. I'm going to try the same thing, but with my
shit.
short bow.
Sorry. Battle music.
Ooh, scary.
This fight seemed much more promising before the music changed.
It did.
Okay.
Merla turns and runs away. I am going to short bow him with sneak attack because he's 5 foot away from Conan. Am I going to short bow him?
On that guy.
Yeah, on that dude there.
With his underneath his robes, you can just make out that he's wearing some leather armor. So although your arrow manages to stay on target, it seems to just slightly bounce off the leather of the armor. You think with a little bit more force next time, you'll get through.
Okay, I bear that in mind. So as my bonus, I'm going to. There's no good place to. Just sort of press my. I'm going to hide by pressing myself against this wall as tight as I can.
Okay.
Which I believe is that's stealth again, isn't it?
Yep. $19. Okay. Lovely. You don't know what happens there. Right.
Oh.
Another guy bursts out from the rooms, almost tripping over his mate, who's fallen asleep on the floor. Sees what's going on. The only person he can actually see at the moment is some old dude in the corner, so he is going to step forward and take a swing at Conan with his scimitar for 14. I don't know if that hits.
It
Looks
does.
like it does.
It's a hit.
That time something did. Sorry, Gary.
That is.
Ooh. We lost Maurice. Maurice is back.
No!
But he rolls a nat 1 on damage, right?
That is with +1, so it's 4 slashing damage on Gary.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Another one comes running out of the door, going, "What the fuck is happening?"
At this point,
This
you
is
can't
what
even see me.
What happens when you rush in?
And takes a swipe at Conan or Gary for 5 this time. Even if he'd flanked and got advantage, he still wouldn't have hit. So this one swings ineffectively towards you, and you're just kind of like backing up against the wall, going "fuck." But it is your go. You got
Needless to say,
3
Gary
guys
is
in front
not
of you.
impressed.
No.
So
Come on, old man. You've got this.
he's a little bit angry. He's gonna rage.
Yes.
He's just giving it like, you can suck a dick, and you can suck a dick, and you can suck a dick. But much angrier, but I can't get too aggressive right now. I don't want to be a bad influence. And he's just going to swing his glaive. This one? He's going to try and
Okay, yeah.
carry it through if he swings well enough, maybe. Maybe. Oh.
Unfortunately, it's like you're so pinned up against the wall that you don't quite have the range to swing your glaive properly. Like you're kind of like. Is that your go?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need to check some distance.
Oh, for the love of God.
Aren't you happy to be so popular?
Okay, so this guy enters the room and sees the commotion, and this guy looks like his robes are a lot more elaborate than the others. And he looks over at Conan, pinned against the wall, and he smiles for a moment. And then above Conan's head erupts, almost as if it's like opening from like some other kind of ethereal plane of fire. This flame just descends upon you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw? Oh, that damage was shonk.
Okay. Boom. I get advantage on this though because
Danger sense.
Danger sense. Used correctly.
You knew
not
what was going to
sense.
happen.
I have not had your dex saving throw come through yet. There we go. And so, okay, so even though you're almost pinned against the wall by these 3 dudes, you notice this flame coming, and you're almost like, "Whoa," and manage to get out of the way. And
All that practice doing the cha-cha slide to the left.
And you are fine, Yana.
Having seen what's just happened to Conan, Yana is going to run forward, dancing round him, and with the momentum as she runs up, just wallop the guy with a 2-handed sphere attack to his face.
Okay.
Let me finish it.
So which one's actually taking the walloping? Is it the one in the middle?
No, the one on the right-hand side,
Alright, okay, this one.
because I couldn't have got round him.
Wait, what? So you're going for this one, right in front of
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, like he doesn't even see you coming. You just run up to him, appear next to him, and just funk him with your spear in the face for 6 piercing damage. He staggers slightly. He looks very, very bloodied. But
And
he's
she's gonna come in
Oh.
with a punch.
So he's almost like kind of like lurches back with the force of the spear, and then as he comes back, as his face kind of swings forward, he meets your fist as you punch him hard enough to finish him off.
You don't hit old people!
And you just see
What was
blood
that?
start dribbling out of his ears as he slumps to the floor dead.
You see dead people.
Okay. He is asleep. Jim.
So Jim's gonna make it in here, right? And taking stock of the room, first of all, he does exclaim that, why is it always demon cultists? Why? Why can't we have like the cult of fluffy bunnies? Or, frickin' cats, Maurice? Why? And he will use Sword Burst. So everybody within 5 feet, is it everyone or is it enemies? Other creatures within 5 feet?
All other creatures.
Okay. So let's maybe not do that with, the party members within 5 feet, maybe? Oh, no? So if I move...
That's to your left of it.
Yeah, if I move like right there. That's about right?
Okay, so keeping Yana just outside, so you'll get this guy here, the sleeping guy on the floor, and the elaborately robed guy. So you'll get those three.
Yep.
Him, and him.
So they have a
So
DC 13 dexterity save.
Well, the sleeping guy can't do that, so.
Sucks to be
But
that
the other
guy.
two can. So, dexterity save on those two. They seem very dexterous.
Yeah.
There's no damage. There's no save for half or anything on that, is there? So.
Nope.
Okay, so as these spectral blades start to swirl around you, the two conscious ones manage to kind of jump out the way enough that they don't get injured. I'm sorry. But the sleeping guy
takes that.
But as he takes a shit ton of damage from these spectral blades, he suddenly starts going, ow! And starts to wake up. Is that your go?
Yep, that's it.
Maurice.
Okay. I'm going to move where I can see through the door.
Okay.
It's going to be more like on this side. And I think this one here looks like they've got somebody's had a go at them, yeah?
It's very difficult to tell.
Yeah. Well, that one it's going to depend on what dice I roll, but I'm going to cast Toll the Dead at them.
Okay.
So, it depends whether they've been injured or not, whether I roll a D8 or a D12. Point.
So it's a wisdom save?
Let me put it up. Toll the Dead. There we go.
Yeah, wisdom save.
DC 14 save.
You can see the roll there. He does not. You see his head kind of jolt as he hears these bells in his brain, but it is a 1d8. He has not taken any damage yet.
A rubbish roll. Oh, yeah, still.
Anything else?
I step to the side again.
It is his go.
That's all Gary can do today. Taunt, basically.
He is just going to... He's just going to take another swipe at Gary with his scimitar for 14, which is a hit. And you take a whole mighty 2 slashing damage, which is halved to 1 because you are raging.
But that's enough to keep me raging for next turn.
It is. Mushika, where are you? You are going to... Gonna buddy up with Merla. He's just gonna get into a slight different angle just so he can see in a little bit better. And he is gonna take a crossbow shot at the guy that Maurice just targeted as well. For a 15. So, Yana, Conan, and Jim, you see a crossbow bolt thunk into this guy. In kind of almost in the neck. He starts to bleed quite heavily. He's not dead, but he is severely injured. This guy is still asleep. Merla.
I am going to do the same as I did before. It seemed quite effective this time when he shot that guy. Going to try and finish him off. With another, if I find it, another short bow attack on that middle guy.
On this one?
Hang on, sorry, you were covered up. Yeah, that one.
That one, yep. So, with a 13, yep, you fire an arrow and he's already kind of holding his neck from where the bolt had hit him before, and then suddenly an arrow flies into him in the side of his face, piercing his skull into his brain, and he just drops to the floor.
Nice.
Boom.
Then I'm going to re-hide myself, kind of where I was. Just nip out, shoot him, nip back in.
Nice.
Is that a separate stealth? Is that a new stealth roll?
Yeah, because you can do it as a bonus action, can't you? So
Yeah.
yes, please.
Sweet.
Oh, another 19. Lovely. I have so many tabs open. You still don't know what's happening in there.
That's concerning.
He is dead. He is alive. He is going to attack Conan.
Whom?
He, Gary. Comrades.
Gonads.
He tries and fails miserably as he almost if you he's the last one standing in front of you now. You can anticipate his actions and you just bring your glaive round to block his scimitar just as he goes to slash at you. And it is your go, Conan.
Still really quite pissed. But a little entertained at the same time. Because, like, you know, he's taken one hit. He's surrounded.
Scratch.
Yeah, he's kind of been like, bruh. And the guy who did that just got, like, shot to death. So he's not as mad as he was, but hopefully now he's a bit more focused, and he's going to swing his glaive at the gentleman who just waved his scimitar around.
Is he reckless?
He might be. Because the odds are a little more favorably now. A little more favorable. In fact, no. He's not going to... Because with the slasher feat, he's got a... You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Range of 10 feet, right? He's actually going to attack this hooded gentleman. Because that is, like, 9 feet away. He's
Okay, yeah, so it's
recklessly
almost as
attack
if you
him.
kind of, like, with the range of your glaive, you can kind of almost lunge while keeping the other dude in your melee range. Yeah.
Or I could just throw it and it will come back to me.
Or do that.
But I can do it by hand, so I'm
you've
just gonna...
You've just got enough space to throw it without disadvantage if you want to throw it.
Nah, I can reach it with a lunge and a slash, so we're gonna...
Okay, yeah, so you're still able to keep the other dude just in range of you on the other side, so he doesn't have an opportunity attack.
But we're gonna recklessly attack.
Of course. And so that's on like the lead cultist guy, yeah?
Yeah, and that's +1 to that as well.
What, from the magic infusion, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the 17, you basically lunge forward and catch him in the side, like almost in the liver. And so that'd be 11 damage with the +1. And
Pretty good slash.
He yelps out in pain and looks very pissed off. He looks a bit
Hoping you were
tougher than the
gonna say
others,
dies.
though. No, he looks a bit tougher.
Uh-oh.
Anything else?
Now we're all gravy.
Okay, as you have now lurched forward and injured him,
Okay.
he is going to... You see him kind of put his hands to... You can see a chain around his neck and what's presumably some sort of holy or arcane symbol attached to the chain. And you can see him under his breath mutter a few words and make a hand gesture with the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, Jarls, make a wisdom saving throw?
When you said he went for the necklace, I was going, and it's a necklace of fireball.
Yeah.
Boom. Everybody dead. Okay, here we
everyone
go.
in that room.
I can make a wisdom saving throw because I am as wise as life.
Old age and treachery.
Ooh, a natural 20.
Reverses the spell on him, right? Miscast.
You feel for the briefest moment some kind of arcane mystical energy trying to paralyze and seize up all your muscles, but your natural years of hardy constitution is just like, nah.
You can't seize up these muscles, they're already seized up. Haha!
As he just tried to cast Hold Person on you, but failed. Okay, Yana.
Yana is going to place her sphere in the body of the cultist in front of her and use the leverage to leap angelically, like, over the body. And then fucking lamp the guy with the spear.
Okay.
Having seen him just gesture at Conan, she's no idea what he did, but it doesn't like any of that.
And gracefully lamps him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his leather armor beneath his robes protects him from the full force of your blow. But then, but then as he looks down at your spear, almost in a smug way, you then punch him in the side of the face, as that he didn't see coming. And yep, 4 bludgeoning damage.
The spear was just a feint.
She's going to use a key Kai point.
Yep.
To land flurry of blows.
Yes.
And can hit him again.
Or not.
Badly.
No.
Yep.
You get confused
do
and just
nothing
punch the
about
corpse.
Okay, is that you?
Yeah.
Like this guy, he's been hurt. He doesn't quite know entirely how, and he's woken up and he can see Jim and Yana standing above him and one of his bosses, and like, what the is going on? And he manages to scrabble to his feet, drawing his scimitar as he does, and like having just seen this woman just jump and lamp his boss in the face, he's going to try and swipe at her. Or not. For a natural one. So as he stands up, he kind of just like completely stumbles and trips and just completely fails to do anything because he's a numpty. Jim.
So the guy that was prone and got stabbed stood up and tried to attack and did absolutely nothing?
He tried to kind of scramble to his feet, tried to swing at Yana, and failed miserably.
Nice. He deserves what he gets. Speaking of what he gets, I'm going to cast Lightning Lure on the magic robed person because magic is not nice in this scenario if it's not me.
Okay, they must make a strength save.
DC 13 strength.
They do not have any proficiencies on that, so it's just going to be a straight strength. Oh!
Wow.
Sorry.
Rude. So rude. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So this lash kind of like reaches out towards him, and he almost kind of like manages to shrug it off before it can take hold.
So rude. That's okay. Somebody else will stab him in a minute. So that's me.
Okay. Back to Maurice.
Okay. Seeing the guy at the back seems to be the most dangerous one, and I'm probably picking up little bits of magic off of him on my detect magic anyway. He seems like the guy, and he's bleeding, isn't he? He's been punched in the face.
Yeah. He's definitely got a massive like bruise on his face. And, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, yeah, he's getting told to dead this time. I'm going to ring the bell for him. Yeah.
Okay, on the robed guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, he just tries to resist, but not quite, so he takes a D12. And he takes...
Damn it, could do better.
He kind of he closes his eyes slightly as he tries to endure this pain, but he's still standing.
He's still standing after all this time.
Turn back around a little bit more.
He is dead. Mushika. He's gonna be a little bit brave. He's gonna poke his head in. Yeah. Oh, there's a few left. I'm gonna shoot this one. That is the one that is next to Conan. Ooh, and he does. So Conan, you see a crossbow bolt thunk into the guy in front of you.
Damn.
He's not dead. He's got a bolt sticking out of him.
Does he want to be dead?
This guy is still asleep. Merla.
Okay. So I'm also going to move in, and because I'm small, I can sneak past. What's his face? Mashika. I need to do some. I'm going to go. What am I going to do? Need to look at some distances. So if I go there. quite a crowded room, this. Oh, if I go... Hang on. Something, if I crossbow again, then obviously I don't want to be in melee range. So if I go... So I was there. If I instead move here... oops. I'm going to try and crossbow this guy. Not crossbow, shortbow. Come on. That's not working for some reason. The guy that's between Yana and Jim.
Alright, yeah.
Why does that not work?
That
Yeah,
one.
that guy. I don't know why my pointy...
Do you have the measuring thing on?
I don't. I took that off. So, pass. Oh dear.
Oh no.
That one!
No, it's
One's
been a
all
lot of nat
round.
ones tonight. Yeah, it's almost as if you didn't quite string it right, and it kind of like just flops straight down to the floor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in my shame, I am going to hide again. So that's about. There's no point going back outside.
Yeah, halfling.
Stuck behind the chair.
I'm a halfling. Yeah, I'm trying to
You can
decide.
hide behind
I-
Conan.
Yeah, I was picking which one to hide behind. I think Conan is the best one. If I go and hide behind.
I'm behind the old man.
Granted, he's got his back against the wall, but I'm very, very small.
I think he may have pushed forward a little bit after his lunge to attack
That's true,
Little
exactly.
Red Riding Hood.
Quite
That's
right.
fine. Yeah, you can move into that space. It's fine.
There you go. I'll give you a bit more breathing room.
Do you want to do another stealth check?
Ah, yeah. Good point. Not really. No. Just shut your eyes. Oh, nice. I think I hid.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. Even Conan doesn't know where you are.
You
Really?
become one with the wall. It just the stripes in your cloak just fade.
Just completely
Thank
gone.
you for the host, Antan, and thank you, Penny, for the follow. Sorry, I missed it earlier. We're kind of like, this is so intense at the moment. Okay, so something happens elsewhere in the building.
That's what you want to hear.
This guy, he's still alive. He is going to look down towards his mate, and he's going to basically backwards kick him to try and wake him up.
Oh,
To give
okay.
him a swift kind of boot in the side, as he also lunges forward to take a swipe at Conan. Oh my god! Rolling shit tonight. Like once again, like surprisingly spry for an old man. He goes to take a swipe at you, and you're just like blocking with your glaive, just like nope, 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 nope.
It's all the furniture
No,
in the room. It's
please.
just getting everyone's way.
Conan.
All the furniture's mimics.
And he had advantage on that. So I'm just gonna be like, sir, excuse me, sir. Let's don't. And I'ma just hit him with my glaive recklessly. I'm gonna be like, screw it.
Yes.
With a +1. Just in case.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Right, this time you focus, you stand your ground, and you bring your glaive around. You get a good swing this time, and he drops to the floor where he's standing. However, his head drops and rolls across the room.
Yeah, you did it.
Now, guys, let's stay calm. Let's not lose our heads.
I knew you were going to say that.
See?
I knew you were going to say it.
All the cool points lost.
Of course.
Okay, the robed cultist guy. He is going to... He's going to look over to this corner of the room, the bottom left corner, and suddenly a spiritual, spectral, floating sword appears behind Jim.
Boo.
And it immediately, having suddenly popped into existence behind you, takes a swing at you.
That's very rude.
What is your AC? So it's a 15 to hit.
Oh, thank God. 15 is my AC, but at least it's not a crit.
So if it's dead on, it is a hit. So
Yeah.
That is...
I'm just glad it's not the crit.
This is plus 3, so it's 1d8 plus 3. Oh, so it's... You take 8, I believe it's force damage from a spiritual weapon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. For future reference, you can click the word spiritual weapon and roll 20, and it'll auto-roll the damage for you.
Yeah, it didn't auto-roll the damage. It just rolled
Oh.
the attack for some reason. I think I need to turn
It was
that
like,
on.
no? It was... Well, no, down here in the chat, where it says you did the 15 and 23.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, click spiritual weapon. It'll
Sorry,
roll
I've turned
for you.
auto-roll damage on the character sheet anyway, so...
Good.
So 8...
Maurice just had a stroke.
Bless you,
That's
Dan.
what happens if you click it and you don't have spiritual weapon.
So 8 force damage as this floating
Oh,
sword
yeah, it does.
appears behind you suddenly.
If you guys break
Ow!
roll 20,
When you do...
Maybe if somebody else
Obviously-
tries it, it might work. Third time lucky
I
and
just
all.
got freaking shish kebab.
That is a bonus action. He still has an action. He is going to summon a sacred flame down upon Yana's head. Can you make a dex save? Oh, fucking hell, that damage is awful.
Yana just tanks it.
Ooh. Okay, this flame descends above your head and you take a whole 2 radiant damage.
Should have just ginned it
Sadness.
rather than bothering to roll the save. Just going, yeah, I'll take it.
You basically just had a really hot shower.
it just
Basically,
singed my
yeah.
hair, and I didn't have a lot of hair to begin with.
Well, at least your hair didn't fall out like my character in Out of the Abyss.
It's now just like 80s slightly cribbed perm.
And
Yeah,
at least
sure,
you're
go.
not peeing blue.
Those are good choices. Make good choices, people.
Shut up, Ryan.
Sorry.
Okay, Yana.
Hey, Yana did not enjoy that one fucking little bit, so she is going to return it with a spear attack to the face.
You mean to his face, alright?
Yeah, I
His
was...
face. I said that. That's
Return it to the face.
Look, not everybody has Alzheimer's there, old man.
Who?
13. Oh, crap. 13 is a hit.
Was it not 14 from the plus? from the enhancement thingy.
Yeah, well, or 13 anyways, a hit anyway, so. Yep. But yeah, 14. So, you thrust forward with your spear for. So that'll be 5 with the +1. And then you bring your spear around. Oh no, you bring your spear back, then you lamp him.
Fucking lamp him!
5, so 5 and 5 is 10. So he now looks very, very bloodied, but he is still just about standing. Is there anything else you can do?
I'm gonna use a key point.
Oh no! Even with the +1, that's a 12. It's not quite enough. No!
Neither of them have worked! It's a shit flurry of blows. It's more of a gentle pat. I'll fucking lamp you, and then I'll just go, and Chris.
Yeah, your left hand's a bit weak.
Yeah, I need to fucking work on that.
Or like imagine it kind of like the Matrix, like with his like final ounce of strength. You go to do that final punch, and he's like, no, and just grabs your fist as you. This guy who's kind of like wedged in between Jim and Yana and his boss, and like he's pretty fucked as well. He's gonna take one last swing, because even if he tries to escape, he's gonna get got. So cultist. He's gonna go for. He's gonna go for Yana. Oh, he shit. So he just swings wildly in your general direction. You manage to bring around your spear and block his attack and just deflect it. And he's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Jim?
Nice. Okay, so after being shish kebabbed and just thoroughly annoyed at the guy in the robes, Jim will reach into his backpack and pull out his hammer that he uses to pound in steaks and stuff like that for his tent,
Okay.
which is, interestingly enough, 3 pounds. And will then take it and point his hand at the robed figure and cast Catapult.
Nice.
Oh.
So he has to make a dex save.
Or get hit by a hammer.
Which
Well,
he
get hit by a
fails.
Oh, look, that's 3d8. And he takes 18 to the face.
Okay, so you hold the
Go
hammer
ahead, Yaros,
out
you can say it.
Shit.
Catapult is underrated.
with this
It really is.
magical force. You send it flying true into his face. You see his nose bones shatter. You see his skull basically cave in with such immense force, and he drops to the floor completely dead. And as he does that, the weapon behind him just kind of fizzles out of existence. Nice. He had 4 hit points left, so you did an overkill of 14.
And now that I can move, I'm
Dude
going to
got
walk.
hammered.
It is hammer time. Interesting. I'm going to walk around, not actually leaving
Yep.
this guy, but I'm going to move around and pick up my bloodied hammer and look at the guy next to him and like, are you next?
You think you smell a little bit of pee?
Prostate problems, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Maurice.
I peek my head round the door to try and work out who's still alive. One sleeping guy, one guy peeing himself. The guy peeing himself, I'm going to ring the bell for him. Here you go. He gets told.
he is injured, so he takes a D12.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he basically... So Jim's just come round in front of him, picked up this bloodied hammer and gone, "Are you next?" And then suddenly these bells go off in his brain, and he drops his scimitar, brings his hands to his head, and just clutches his head, and you can see the blood coming through his fingers, and he just collapses.
His last act on this earth was to piss himself.
Yep, and then I hide over this side. Well, I'll get out of the way.
There is one left. He's just been booted by his mate. He is just kind of coming round from his sleep, and he's still just on the floor, waking up, going, "What the fuck is going on?" So Mashika is going to feeling a little bit braver now. There's only one left. Take a few steps over and try. He's gonna just kind of sling his crossbow over his back and pull out a short sword and just kind of, as this guy's on the floor, just go poke. The guy on the floor yells out in pain. It almost stabs him right in the internal organs, in the liver and the kidneys, and he's bleeding profusely, but he's still crying out in pain on the floor. It's his go, and all he can do is say, "Please, don't kill me. I surrender. Don't." And he kind of tries to back away.
Does he leave anyone's range?
He's still got his scimitar up, and he's still kind of holding it up defenselessly. He just kind of shuffles a foot or two.
Damn it.
It's just like, "Please."
I mean...
Mela?
Of course. I see Conan nudging me, telling me to finish him off.
Fatality!
I missed the coup de grace.
Doesn't matter who finishes them.
Yeah, if I leave him, Conan's going to take him later. Although, that makes a big difference to a person. It's still murder. But yeah.
Well, I mean, he gave up, so I'm not going to lose any sleep over if you guys end him, but I'm not going to do it.
I'm gonna straight up put it out there. If you don't, I will.
Yeah, Conan's giving you the eyes, just going, "You don't stab him."
He's still on the floor. He still hasn't quite stood up yet, so he's technically prone. Therefore, melee is at advantage, range is at disadvantage.
Oh, thanks.
Letter opener.
Strange time to be opening letters, but okay.
Open his jugular like a letter.
I mean, you could interrogate him first, and then kill him. Just saying, throwing that out there.
I just feel like I wouldn't kill someone in cold blood like that.
See, all we know is that these guys have burst in. There's been extra people coming from the other one, but the other door hasn't opened. You might be thinking there's more people in the house. You might not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we can ask him. Like, we can ask him how many people here, and anything relevant, because we may have just killed the guy that's been doing all the magic work. Points at the rogue guy down there.
But we know there's a woman in here.
Yeah, but how many more of these dudes? They said there was like 9 of them.
I'm enjoying myself. Let's keep going.
Okay. I swap out for the letter opener. And go up to him and point it at him.
Oh.
Give me a reason to let you go. Give me a reason why you should live.
Solid.
They're endangering people with books.
Because we're not here to hurt anyone. We're just trying to just raise some money and restore our mistress. That's all.
You don't know anything about these books. As far as you know, these are real books. You don't know anything about these books being.
Look, I know they're copies, but they're not meant to. They're like magical copies. That's all. They're not the real thing, but they're like, yeah, they're copies.
Copies. I feel like that's probably my turn.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah, about
6 seconds of conversations.
So I will continue staring at him very intently. Letter opener to his throat.
Okay.
Not that I can do anything about it, but he doesn't
You
know
could
that.
hold your action in case he attacks, and then say if he attacks, you attack him first. Something like that.
Because technically speaking, is a free action. So
Yeah. Okay, if he attacks me, I stab him.
okay. Dead. Conan.
Good.
I tried, mate.
I'm gonna move a little closer.
Move a little closer.
And actually, no, I already have advantage, so I'm not gonna be reckless. Glaive, up, down.
He had 1 hit point left.
Nice.
Oh. I was like, ugh, ew.
You basically bring your glaive down on him and you tear open his stomach and his intestines, and whole digestive system flops out onto the floor.
That's how much Conan loves books.
He didn't have the stomach for this cult.
So I used that bolt again on the old man.
Yeah, I guess I'll check out this door here. Just use the rest of my movement to get over there.
Okay, I'm gonna take us out of combat. I'm gonna put on some calmer music. What one was I using? That one.
That was calm though.
Okay. So we are in what's called the Amberjoon Hideout. So the room you're currently in is the common room. So it's just a collection of mismatched chairs and a few like used mugs and plates sit on the table in the center with a tattered, faded rug. They don't really look after the place that well. And you go
Covered
over
in
to...
blood splatters.
They are now, yes. And some intestines on the floor.
Oh, they keep this place. This is definitely a cultist place. There's blood everywhere.
They really need to work on their maintenance here. We should have
It looks
come
really
in
fresh,
as
though.
housekeeping.
The room off to the side here is what looks like a kitchen area.
You know
Lunch,
what they
guys?
need?
Guys, lunch?
No. You know what they need?
Sandwich?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping brought us our lunch.
Housekeeping.
I was about to say, you guys haven't eaten.
Yeah, we would
Not
have
eating
eaten
in
along
here.
the way, but yeah, we could do it.
My appetite's somewhat gone. I'll be
Dan,
honest.
you can't sense anything on detect magic, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. Is there anything on the wizard guy that might be coming up magical, or like anything?
Is there any fish
Muffling
lish in
through
the
his
kitchen?
stuff.
There is no fish lish. It's very, very basic food.
She's gonna get you.
Yeah, nothing. You can't say it's anything magical. And yeah, so
Are
yeah.
the walls thick enough to stop the detect magic
I'll
going
be
further?
You wouldn't think so. You think if there was anything in this building, you would sense it.
Okay.
Okay, so can you turn your aura off just for a sec? Because it's actually quite distracting on the page. Okay. So that's just a kitchen area. Y'all's has disappeared.
Assuming he's going to go get his tiny puppy.
Jim, can you see anything through that door? You're just in front of me.
There aren't any books here. There really should be. We should have a look where those guys came from.
He did say about the book, so it's not like we're in the wrong place. He was well aware of them.
I mean, unless the books are disguising themselves now as chairs, there isn't really...
Okay, so the middle room looks like a corridor, but they turned it into a makeshift dormitory. So there's just a load of beds lined up against the walls. There's a few trunks at the foots of the beds, but they all just seem to, assuming you'll have a rummage around, seem to be like personal belongings. So just like spare clothes, boots, that kind of thing. Nothing of any value.
Jim's gonna kind of squeeze past Yana and move over to this door. Is this one open?
It's unlocked.
Gonna ease it open.
Yep. And this room seems to be a storage room. It looks like there's a load of bookshelves lined up with books, and in the corner are a couple of wooden trunks.
Hey Maurice, I found the books.
Amazing. I'm coming.
But the books in this room seem to be kind of generic, and they don't look particularly special. They look kind of old and tattered, and I mean, they look sellable. They're not ruined. They're in a normal enough condition, but there's nothing that stands out about them. They're not arranged in any particular order.
I'm reading the names on the spines of every single one, trying to desperately saying, is any of these worth reading? Any of them?
I'm gonna open the. You said there were chests or crates or something like that.
Yep, in the top left corner, there's a couple of crates.
All right, I'm gonna open those. Look through them. Wait to see if something jumps out and eats my face.
They're pretty much empty, other than you find in the bottom one. So there's like two. There's one on top of the other, and in the bottom one, there is 50 gold pieces. Almost like you almost missed it, but like in the bottom corner in a little pouch. It's a little pouch with 50 gold in it.
Gana's just watching the academics rifling through the library.
I hit the bag with the hammer first to make sure it's not a mimic, because everything's been coming to life lately.
Pretty much. We had loads of problems like that, yeah.
If it doesn't spring to life and try and eat me, you will then pull out the gold pouch and kind of toss it at Yana. Like, I found this.
Okay.
She catches it.
Nice find. Okay. Any good books in there though? Because these are just well,
They all seem like just really ordinary. Like really
Just your standard,
special.
Just your standard dime store paperback.
Like even like there's multiple copies of some of them. Like they're very very common books.
He picked like this trash, you know,
Does
the Adventures of
researcher
Conan the
give me
Barbarian.
anything?
Who reads this?
Excuse me, sir.
There is one more door over here. The way
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
the
the
doors
first thing.
are on this map isn't very obvious.
Yeah, we found books in here. I'm not leaving until other people do stuff.
Are any of them rare? Do any of them look rare,
I haven't
Maurice?
found any rare ones yet, but I don't know. I don't know the name of and rarity of every book in existence
grab a
off the
drink?
top of my head.
Maybe there's a hidden door or something.
I'm looking.
We'll go check the other obvious door that's down the corridor if you want to look for hidden doors.
Are we going for housekeeping or are we
Yeah, it
going
has to
shock
be a-
and awe?
Let's,
There has
let's
to
go
be
for
a
housekeeping.
basement, I
Housekeeping.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by housekeeping,
door
I'm assuming we
closed?
still mean shock and awe.
Well, just knock on it.
It is closed, but do what you wish to do.
Wait. I have a plan.
That was
Plan
terrifying.
so cunning, you could put bristles on it and call it a toothbrush.
I'm scanning the floor to see if there's any kind of trapdoors or ways down in case there's hidden spaces where they're keeping these books. I'm convinced there's good books in here.
You can make an investigation check. Can't see anything.
What if we put on the cult masks before we knock on the door?
Is there one not broken?
I only beheaded one guy.
That makes this mask easier to put on. But I guess. Do you want to wear a dead man's mask?
He doesn't need it. Actually, screw it. Let's just go. Let's just
go. You're here now.
we knock, or we just kick it in.
Let's just kick it in.
Okay, shock and
tired.
awe. Let's go.
It's been fun. Like it was fun. Let's just keep this going.
You're
Alrighty.
gonna open the door?
Yeah. With a kick.
So inside you see what looks like the hybrid form of a human female and a jackal.
It's a donkey.
Close the door! Close the door!
Donkey!
Sorry, this is not the room I was looking for.
She
Do you want to talk this out?
She says, "You misunderstand us."
You guys attacked first. Like, I came in.
We are protecting what is ours. Wouldn't you do the same?
What is yours?
What is
What do
yours?
you think is yours?
The treasures of Nadalia. We are her worshippers, and we protect her treasure. For she will be restored one day to us, and she will reign again.
But what if she doesn't?
But she will.
But what if she doesn't?
We have somebody that'd like to say hello. I gesture to our friend whose name I've already forgotten.
Marishka?
Marishka?
Mashika.
Ashika. You want to say hello?
Fine.
And Liana moves out the way to let him in.
And Conan like nudges him through the door. And then looks at Jan.
Close the door behind it and bar it.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I close it? Do I just hold it shut? I'm game. Should we just let them fight it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Push him in. I push him in and I close the door.
Yeah, Jim's down for that because they sent a book after to kill him. I mean, not happy.
Okay, so you literally shove him in the room.
Yeah.
Can you make a strength check?
Can I help him?
He resists, but yeah, you can help. You roll it as well, Fancy. We'll see what happens. Okay, so as Conan goes to shove him, he stands his ground a little bit, but then Yana gives him a kick, and he kind of goes stumbling into the room. And then you pull the door closed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna hold it closed as well.
And whoever comes out, we kill. I mean.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reddy's hammer for catapult number 2.
Okay, so you hear a kind of a muffled argument through the door of her voice going, "You don't understand. Nadalia was good. She was not evil like the rest of them. She only wanted knowledge." And him going, "I don't fucking care. You lot. You all serve a demon prince. How the fuck can any of you claim to be good?" And they kind of like go on with this for a while, and then you hear
Points have been made.
Valid points too.
I mean, it's not really us to pick a side, really. We just want you to stop making demon books.
I'm just gonna poke my head around the door and say, "By the way, he insulted your mother on the walk over here. Just close the door again."
Then after a bit of an argument, you then hear something.
Oh, God.
You hear the sound of what you presume is a body falling to the floor, kind of like that thunk on wood. And the argument goes quiet.
Guys, I think we fucked up.
What did you expect?
Did we really?
Well, I expected to hear sounds of a fight rather than just an argument and thump.
I mean, that's a fight.
He probably shanked her and she died. Either that or she turned into Snake Lady and bit him.
Let's just open the door and see.
You gonna open the door?
You guys alright?
Yep. Open the door.
I'm assuming I'm not raging anymore by now.
No.
We're having a death match.
You see the guy who now looks very, very much like a rat, a human-sized rat, if you hadn't guessed. So he looks like he's sleeping quite soundly on the floor as she's standing over him.
That didn't go the way I thought it would.
And she looks up at you as you open the door and goes, "I told you. Nadalia, our Lamia mistress, she only desires knowledge. She is not like the others. She is not evil. She is not a slayer or a corrupter."
Why do the books try to kill people? Why do your books kill people?
Yeah.
They weren't meant to.
Do you mean they weren't meant to?
What were they supposed to do?
They definitively did.
Mm-hmm.
Nadalia, she taught me the ritual to make the copies. They were these spectral creatures, but they were commanded to stay in the form of the book. They weren't supposed to change, but they must have. They need to feed. I didn't account for that.
Use a quill. That's how you copy a book.
But you see, these rare, one-of-a-kind tomes, they have to be exact.
You have
Learn
to
to write
for
better.
what you've done.
Oh yeah.
We didn't mean for any harm to come to anyone.
Too
Thank
late.
you. But They killed people.
How many of the books are out
killed
there?
people. How many
And almost
copies have
killed
you
me.
sold?
There were 6 in total so far.
Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're each gonna hit you with our weapons 6 times. And then we'll say we didn't mean to, and hope that you can forgive us. How about that?
You know that is different.
Is it?
We're just trying to raise the funds to get her resurrected. We
But
thought
you
by
kn-
selling these books, I mean the copies were so perfect that no one would tell the difference. People would pay lots and lots of money for them. We would get the diamonds, we would get the priests. We didn't expect that any of the books would end up in Candlekeep of all places, and then we found out that they did, and
You didn't expect rare books not to end up in Candlekeep.
people asked, but then the ritual said that when they are summoned, we command them to stay in the form of a book, and they stay in that form. They don't disobey commands, but then
They're
But then
creatures, they got hungry.
they feed off life force, they feed off energy, and they needed to sustain that.
So, wait, out of character real quick. Would we all know by now that they're wearing Grat's mask?
So Jim, still Rat's character,
Yeah,
was the only one
I
who,
said it,
who passed the religion
and I-
check. But yeah, if you
I got the
correct
same
that,
score as him, so I assumed that I got the same information.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Didn't our rat friend tell us?
No, they said that the Lamias in general served.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I walked in and I said the name of the demon, or at least I said they follow this demon guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
In that case, then Conan's going to question and be like, if you say that your Lamia leader is good, why you're worshipping the demon prince? Now, that seems a bit shady.
Because Lamias and my kind are his creation.
You're missing the point there. If she's like turncoat and gone good, then that affiliation shouldn't be a thing.
We
And-
still appreciate and respect where we come from. But it does not mean we have to conform to the stereotype as such. He is our god. He is what gives us power, but in this place, the suffering and murder and death is not always the way. Nadalia, our mistress, our Lamia, she only wanted knowledge and stories and all the tales of the world. And we provided that, and she was slain by this prick on the floor here, and she gave him a little kick, not enough to wake him, but just a little nudge.
In the balls.
But
That might wake you up.
they didn't know, they were just doing their job. Just a simple contract, no questions asked.
Can I do an insight check to see if she's telling the truth about
Same.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
what's her face, Nadalia?
So Jim, Merla, definitely.
Oh, go on then.
You okay? Yeah, Jim and Merla. You,
Both of us are just focused on killing things at the moment.
Well, I'm just not buying it yet.
whether she's right in her worldview is another thing, but she seems like she believes what she is saying.
Yeah, I get the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should come with us back to Candlekeep to explain yourselves to them
I was thinking of that.
and to teach them how to identify these books.
I don't know. I kind of want to make like a lumberjack and chop it down.
I want to know where the other ones went because they did only two.
They sold 6.
This
We've
is
had
6, and we know about 3.
we know
Three.
about 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can provide the sales records.
Okay.
I can give you the names of the people who bought the copies.
They probably want their
probably
money
dead now.
back too.
They're probably dead now.
Also,
Whoever they passed the book on to.
another thing as well. How many other copies did you make? Not just sold, but how many copies in total are there?
So far, only 1 copy of each book. There were 6 books, and I have only made 1 copy of each with these rituals.
Where are the 6? Where are the originals?
Valid point.
Look, Nadalia, when she taught me the ritual to make these copies, to summon these creatures, they are a creature called the Gingwatsim. She also cast another spell on me that forbade me from ever revealing the true secrets of their summonation. Even if I wanted to, I could not divulge the exact method of their creation.
Do you need to have an original in order to make a copy?
The creature, the summoned energy needs something to
What
replicate.
happens to the original?
The original remains.
Where?
Look, please, they are... When Nadalia was killed, we were able to flee with... But these only 6 books, part of her hoard, part of her treasures, part of the things she loved, they are sacred to us. It would break my heart to part with them.
Where?
It's gonna break your heart not to part with them.
They're quite good at copying in Candlekeep. Really good at copying.
Sounds like a deal ready to be made.
Can people
Maurice,
make
you're drilling a little.
persuasion or intimidation checks?
I'm
There
just
we go.
whispering my ideas to the people so that she doesn't hear at the back.
That was where my brain was.
I'm sorry, I just had this picture of like Maurice like salivating of where are the books.
If we can get the books, we can at least make copies, and then they can have them back. I don't care for the original.
Conan's just like, straight up, I'ma kill you if you don't give us these books. So sentimental or not, what are you more attached to, yourself or the book?
It would
Let's
be,
not be hasty.
it would be atonement to come with us to Candlekeep,
Okay,
and
so-
allow them to make copies of these books.
Mm-hmm.
Proper copies. Copies that don't kill people.
Using ink.
So with Conan standing over her, kind of looking very aggressive, she goes, under the bed.
You can lift them out.
Yeah.
We're not going to take them off you. We think that you should come with us.
Okay, she walks over to the bed and she actually pulls the entire bed to one side, and underneath the bed is actually a trapdoor. As you've been speaking to her fairly kindly. Oh, yep. she reverts into her more normal-looking form. And anyone who goes down, if you scroll down the map a tiny bit, you will see a descending staircase into a small vault with a couple of large chests. Whoever decides to go down.
I'll go. You guys keep an eye on her. I'll check out to make sure this is the real deal here.
We won't be able, I won't be able to tell. You should go.
Yeah, I won't have a clue. And I also kind of want to stay near her if I'm the one doing the intimidation.
Yeah.
I sneak my way past as well.
Sneak nothing. I picture him doing the 100-yard dash.
It's obvious. I'm obviously being sneaky. That's what it's going. Do.
Conan's just trying to make himself look big in the doorway, like old man chicken wings dangling there, like.
Excuse me, not moving fast. Not going down to look a book. No, not me.
All right, Maurice, you take the one on the right. I'll take the one on the left.
What do you mean, heft it over my shoulder?
No, open it to make sure the books are in there.
Oh, well, look, I don't pick locks. Yeah. Is it open? I don't know.
Are they open or are they locked?
She chucks down a key ring with a couple of keys on it. She seems like she wants to be compliant.
Okay.
So using the key ring, you can open them. So, Jim, you open trunk number 1, and inside is nestled a fairly large something wrapped up in black silk cloth.
I'm gonna touch it.
Oh god.
Okay. It seems fairly heavy.
Okay, I try to slowly unwrap it, and if somebody yells a Gandalf line at me, I'm gonna jump.
Okay, it looks like...
Anything on Detect Magic, by the way?
No. It looks like a desiccated heart, but much bigger than a human.
Mm.
Not huge, but bigger than a human.
But
it looks like a heart, like an actual physical organ of a heart.
What? 1 gold piece says you won't bite it.
Not for 1 gold piece, you cheap bastard.
I think you got the wrong chest there, Jim. Yeah, that.
2 gold pieces.
And in scattered around the bottom of the chest, kind of willy-nilly, are quite a large number of gold pieces. Probably a few hundred.
I mean... So I take it this heart is the... so he'll call up, this is the heart of your boss, lady, deity, whatever, right?
Presumes.
She looks quite mournful as she says, yes, it's the heart of Nadalia, the Lamia.
Okay, he's gonna wrap that back up very nicely and carefully, and
take the gold.
I mean, yeah.
Are you gonna leave it in the chest, or are you gonna take it?
Well, we're probably gonna be carrying this with her when she goes to Candlekeep anyway, because they'll want to study Heart of a Lamia in Candlekeep.
Okay, Maurice, you open trunk number 2.
Yep.
And carefully preserved and wrapped up, you see 6 rectangular shapes. Presumably you unraveled them.
I actually summon a mage hand and do it that way. Do it very gently, because you can't put your fingers on rare books. You might damage them.
Very true.
Okay,
Maurice is physically vibrating with excitement.
Okay. The first one opens up a book with the title The Daughters of Grast. The second one is a book titled The Wanderings of a Humble Aasimar. The third is a book called Castanamir's Guide to Gingwat Sims. The fourth is a book called The Dark Hunger. The fifth is a book called Fallen Tethiamar. And the sixth is a book called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions.
Okay, Jim, have you got a bag? You got a bag of holding, haven't you?
My bag holds things. It doesn't hold much anymore.
Hello.
I'll start loading them into my bag.
Like, Jim will point out that he had to give up a lot of his magic things to make you guys the magic weapons.
Fair enough. Yep.
Should...
Okay, that's everything in the chests.
How much gold?
When you presumably you gather it all up and bundle it up. When you later count it out, it would total about 450.
Nice.
While they're doing that, can we ask the lady to bring our so-called friend back round?
Leave him out. We're just going to go and leave him, surely.
We had a deal.
She gives him a kick. And he starts to wake up as if he was just in a magical sleep.
We're going to briefly explain what happened and suggest that we travel to Candlekeep and he can get a copy of the books as well.
He starts getting quite antsy. It's like, yeah, but they're not the originals. The originals are worth so much more money. I don't want copies. We had a deal.
Yeah, but, you fell asleep.
It's because you fucking pushed me in here, and then she did something to me.
Well,
show us on the doll where she hurt you.
I helped you. I gave you all the information I knew, and I was very, very forward and very, very upfront.
We changed the deal. Pray we do not change it any further.
We left him asleep.
You fell asleep. Like, because your side of the story was very different to her side, so we're just trying to get the truth of it before we react.
Yeah,
so
how
about
do
we can discuss the originals when we know what's what?
The other thing to consider is that the copies will have a fabulous story with them, which might make them even rarer. Rather than the original, this is a copy made by Candlekeep Library, part of this entire story. That itself is even rarer.
Or maybe I can just pass them off as the originals?
You could
You
also
can
do that.
You want.
So...
Either way, there'll be a real page turner.
So, group trip?
Book trip.
Group trip.
He turns to... And her name is Korvala, the lady. And he goes, look, I was just doing a contract, all right? It's nothing personal. It was just a job. But if we can all be friends and if we all win out of this, then great. I get my copies of the books. They get their copies of the books. You keep your books.
Everybody wins.
Not that I'm too keen on another Lamia being around in this world, but...
What you do after our deal is done is up to you.
Just out of interest, she says that Nadalia, the Lamia that you killed, isn't interested in fighting, is interested in knowledge and learning. Is she telling the truth? As you see it?
Who are you asking that to?
The rat dude. Because he killed her, so he should know.
True.
Really. I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, from what I know, she hadn't done anything horrible. Like some Lamias in this world, they like to claim lairs or even whole cities under their command and make everyone worship them, but this one wasn't really interested in all that kind of stuff. It kind of kept to itself. So maybe, yeah, but I mean, like I said, I've got a job to do. I get paid to do a thing. I do a thing.
Not the best defense, is it?
Well, that's what I do.
No, I just sort of back off and just feel like, this isn't my fight.
I think as long as we can be civil, what happens after we part ways, it's up to everybody individually. But at the moment, I can see that we could all profit by taking these books to Candlekeep.
And no more killer books.
Perfect.
And bring your notes on who you sold those to.
Yeah, so I will bring the sales ledgers. I mean, where the other three went, I do not know. Once they were sold, we no longer keep track of them.
We were tasked with finding out what happened. We can feed that back to Candlekeep and let them decide if that is something they want to pursue. The books are still out there.
Well, perhaps they will. If I explain to them Nadalia and all she stands for, maybe they will help us. Maybe they will see that she is not evil and that she can be of use to them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's not impossible.
This is an easy way to get entry to Candlekeep. With all the books.
You have to read books, yeah.
But no making killer books anymore. Stop that.
If we can find another way, then
Well,
Proper copies.
that's
Proper
your
copies.
sales pitch to make with Candlekeep as well, because I'm sure they've got the resources to help you out with this. Should you be able to persuade them?
Yeah, maybe they can actually help you do it safer in a safer place than where it is you were trying to summon her back from.
but thank you for understanding and not just. I mean, you killed my cultists, but
They attacked us.
They started it.
We defended ourselves. The
I
fact that they
understand.
came off worse is their choice. Their fault.
Whoopsie.
But I am grateful that you spared me and you listened.
Yeah, there's still a few days of traveling.
We'll watch him, don't worry.
And perhaps when the day comes that Nadalia is resurrected, she will give you some blessing.
I look forward to that.
Be good.
Okay. So, taking
With these-
Korvala and Mashika with you,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
you set off on your journey back to Candlekeep. You make your way through Baldur's Gate, through the various districts to where you stabled your horses, and you set off once again on your journey for a few days. You get back to the gates and the Avowed.
I've spent my time trying to read these books as much if I can. I've handed over Mazfroth over to Jim and gone, yeah, that was the one you were reading.
The avowed
Especially the one on the Lamia. The one on Grant. That one.
Yeah.
The avowed welcome you at the gates. They recognise you and they know of your quest. And they allow you entry and say, please proceed through the Emerald Gate to speak to your contact. We should give a name to, really. And
Dude.
And update them on the situation. And you are ushered back to... Oh, right, let's delete that. So, token. And Batrius is there as well. And that's one of the avowed. And that's you, and that's you. And you've got... Can't be asked to find the tokens, but you've got Korvala and you've got Mashika with you as well.
Yeah.
A couple more of the avowed come in and you explain the situation, and they, for security, they want to take off Korvala and Mashika to be questioned, if you allow that.
Fine
Yes.
by me.
I would allow that. Yep.
Yeah.
And the avowed which you dealt with previously comes in and greets you.
I'd assume that Jim could also get his own copy of the book that he wanted as part of our reward.
I mean, I'm down for that.
So Candlekeep do copying services quite cheap. I'm sure we can negotiate an extra one copy of a book.
One that won't kill you, Jim, this time.
It's always preferable. Thank you, Yana. Always preferable. Also, here, have money.
Thank you.
Just giving the 400 back to the party.
Thank you.
So lunch?
Oh,
Lunch.
now you mention it.
So,
Pretty starving.
Pub. There's a pub, wasn't there, downstairs?
There was.
Let's go for that.
So the avowed says, so you've discovered where these books came from and put a stop to it.
Well, the woman you've just carted off, is casting a ritual to copy very rare and expensive books.
Okay, interesting. Well, if we can find out that ritual, that could be
Well,
No.
she knows it. You can ask her.
But she's not able to share it.
And also,
But she's currently
that-
here, so...
yes. Well,
it's also why the books were killing people. Maybe let's don't.
well, we can have some of our sages look into what was happening. But thank you so much for your service. So from what we understand from the brief synopsis is that there were a few more books that have potentially been copied, but it seems as though those particular titles haven't come into the Candlekeep library. So we are pretty confident that the library is safe, and if those particular titles do come in, we will be extra careful.
Yeah, if they ever emerge, the originals are here.
She
So-
she said that she only made one copy of each of the books, but we only know of 3, and she made 6. There are 6 rare tombs.
Yeah, so the three of the titles obviously have come here. The other 3 titles, we double checked our records and they have not come into the library.
And it doesn't bother you
So-
that they're out there?
Well, our priority is the safety of Candlekeep. And those,
They could turn up
other
later.
those other 3 titles are not here currently, but they are on a list that we will keep an eye out, and if they turn up, we can monitor them closely. We have
So
yes.
So the fact that there are 3 books out there killing people does not bother you.
Well, of course it is concerning, but as I said before, outside the library is not our jurisdiction. if those were sold and passed on to another place in the world, then that is unfortunate.
But we can get the names off of her. We can follow it up. You know, we can do it ourselves if they're not going to.
But for
I guess I'm just disappointed.
Well, for preserving the safety of Candlekeep and doing this task for us, I present you with this. And he pulls out of a satchel a helm.
Ooh.
And he explains this helm will allow you to understand any language.
Very useful.
And also, as promised, I have been speaking with Matrius regarding your problem about your homeland.
Ah, yes, brilliant.
It seems that your place, Ambermere, was recently riddled with a curse after some travelling folk came through your lands. We believe we have identified the type of, or the race of people that have come through, and we believe they are I want to say tribe. They are human, but they are of a family lineage. They call themselves the Vistani. And we've found this particular book that may be of some use. And he presents another book to you. And it is in the darkest black leather cover. And on the front, embossed in the leather, is the image of a raven. And the title reads, The Book of the Raven.
Ooh.
Jim, now you are back at Candlekeep, and now the situation is somewhat resolved. You do what you do if you want to go about your own studies.
Well, I mean, Jim. While Jim is going to go about his own studies, he is rather perturbed that these other books are out there, so he may be looking into something else. But before they leave, Jim will tell. Is he Gary today?
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah. We'll tell Gary that he will leave his imbuement on his weapon, and it should be fine until either I die or I have to use that to imbue something else. So he'll just make sure to keep that in his mind that he's already imbued it for your weapon.
Thanking you kindly. I will use it with great lack of care.
Yana looks down at her spear.
Oh, yes, fine.
Fair enough.
Oh, fine. You can have it as well.
Thank you.
He just has to remember.
Thank you.
Can we get some copies of these books, mate? Jim wants to see if we can get a copy.
Jim
of
would love a
Mazfroth.
copy of that book so he can actually finish his research.
Of course. It's a long process, but for everything you've done, we will make one copy of each book for free, and any additional copies will be at a discounted price, but for a price.
Okay, all right.
Can I just do? Would it be like a history check or something, just to see what I know about Vistani?
Go for it. So, the name rings a bell very, very vaguely in the back of your mind.
Yes, it does. I agree with that.
As they're referred to often as travelers or gypsies, and you get images in your mind of brightly coloured clothing and brightly coloured, ornately carved wagons driven by massive horses, and an image in your mind of like jugglers and storytellers and dancers and entertainers.
Okay.
And campfires and lots of wine.
Okay.
But you also, something suddenly clicks in your memory amongst all this kind of like this jovial, really kind of light-hearted imagery. You then suddenly remember something about a place outside of this world, outside of reality, and the only thing you can get in your head is this one word: the Shadowfell.
Huh.
And that's where we'll leave it.
No!
Very nice.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
about to press my
Thank
finger and
you.
say, where can I
Yay.
get more information? Oh no. Researcher.
So there we go. That was
Thank you.
Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions. Done.
Thank you.
Mystery solved. Mystery dealt with. On
Thank
to
you.
mystery number
Appreciate
3, which is also known as the Book of the Raven.
Oh, funny that.
So, thank you so much, Dan, Jarls, Fancy and Law, for once again being our regulars, and thank you so much to Steel Rat for coming along to 2 sessions as our special guest, who was
Bonus
absolutely
session.
awesome.
Bonus session.
Thank you for DMing for us.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you very much for doing all the
Kay.
hard work.
But yeah, okay, once again, thank you all to Dan, Jarls, Fancy and Law. Thank you so much, Steel Rat, for joining us for 2 sessions. You have been awesome. Jim was an amazing character. We loved him.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me. I am always happy to come and hang out with you.
So, see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.